And the feature grids for Racer Products F2s, it will be our man, our heat race winner from heat number 3 and 1 will be Cordman Anderson, starting out of grid position number 1. Later Kendall in the Rodney Auto Repairs vehicle, starting out of grid position number 2. Adam Davis, heat race winner, 86, starting out of grid position number 3. And that HLR number 19, Tin Pipe, starting out of 4. Nico Pinkerton starting out of grid position number 5, while the 22A Devon George out of 6. Eric Smith, after coming home, out of DNF in that last race, Eric Smith starting out of grid position number 7. Sam Committee in the 9, starting out of grid position number 8, also DNFing after that last race. HLR Racing, Bruce James in the 17A2, starting out of 9. Carlos Stone in the 73A2, out of 10. Mark Alpine out of 11, and Bo Batchett in the 12, starting out of grid position number 12 and the number 37. So, few cars getting the last minute push off, and it looks like that's Stone and Austin down here just in front of us on screen, and they're the cars out of the Guildford stables actually. So the two iVent sponsored machines here, J.A. Russell on the side of those cars as well, just about to get pushed off. Quite fittingly, we've got the Greenway push truck pushing these guys off. Obviously, Greenway and Wayne Green doing their thing to allow this meeting to go ahead here tonight amongst Lucas Oil, Western Springs Promotions, John McCullum and the likes. So, one last car to get fired up, and it's going to be that of Eric Smith in the Candia Automotive machine. So, does so successfully. We've got those fast 3 drivers on screen, the 69, the 81, and the 86. So they will be our 3 highest point scoring drivers so far here for the Racer Products feature race here tonight, as all cars are now running. There we are. So we have managed to get all 14 cars on the track and gridded up ready here to tackle the feature race here. So the track is looking pretty black, pretty slick down in that bottom line. So don't put it past the likes of Anderson and Kendall to try and find something a little bit higher up that racetrack. But perfect track conditions for these vehicles, as we mentioned earlier on in the night. You don't need a huge amount of horsepower, and these cars do every bit they can to put every little power they've got down to the road. So the lights are off, the VW Amarok is off the racetrack, and we look to go green next time past the flag post. The 69 versus the 81. 81 being the pace setter, running that position number 2, Race Products F2 heat race, feature race action, 15 laps of distance, and it's Anderson that gets a great jump there, and Adam Davis tries to get up the inside of Later Kendall, but doesn't do so successfully. Then we've got Eric Smith trying to back wheels there with Tim Pipes, just get Pipes out of shape, and jumps the wheel of Nico Pinkerton in the 67, so bad goes to worse for the HLR number 17 of Tim Pipes. So plenty of action there, and he does it again. He's bouncing off everything. He's a pinball machine here in this Racer Products feature race. So keep an eye on the 17 machine. The 19 gets up the inside. And we've got plenty of action, and another one of the HLR cars caught up in that, and that's the 19. We've got smoke, we've got cars going around, we've got everything. So, not good for Eric Smith, not good for the 49. That 49 is Mark McAlpine that we saw getting caught up in that last heat race there as well. And the 19 of Tim Pipes. So, Tim Pipes, he's definitely the man caught up in all of this. So, replay on screen, I'm thinking that we might have seen an engine blow there for the 5 Eric Smith, because I'm looking down here where the cars are coming out of Penrite turn number 3 and 4, and I might be wrong, but I don't know, it looks pretty shiny down here on right in front of the commentary booth on the pole line where he was running. There's smoke there, so given these vehicles run on methanol, you don't see the flame burning, so that smoke will be from oil. So and as we know, engines always go best before they go bang. So there we are. So there's the 5. There's the 19. Wait for the 48. There he is. And exit stage left. So we've got the crash crew down there actually just walking on what I thought was the oil on the track. And Corbin Anderson's on the infield. Was it Anderson? Was it Eric Smith? There we are. So we see those two panel bars hanging down, looking very sad on the front end of that HLR machine. But there's that 69 machine of Corbin Anderson on the infield. So there it is. So there's that first little bit of action. There we are. So we're having word that it's Corbin Anderson's oil that was actually dropped on the racetrack, not from that of Eric Smith. So, albeit we saw the smoke out of Eric Smith's car, he looks like he's having a little bit of a shake of the steering wheel trying to get out of that car. So we're going to try and find some visual of Corbin Anderson. Obviously, we haven't got a shot from the other side or anything pre that incident. Yeah, does it look like oil on the side of the seat there, Mike? Can we zoom in there on the driver's side of the seat? Does that look like wet something? There we are. So the team here on the commentary booth, we're jumping to assumptions, but we believe that was Corbin Anderson's oil. We can see the Speedway New Zealand officials, and they were wiping the side of that seat. And I think we can confirm that that is from that vehicle. I'm not too sure. Can Graham Standring hear us down there, team? So, Graham, we're just obviously trying to gather what actually happened there with Corbin Anderson. Was that oil up the left-hand side of the driver's seat there that we could see you touching there?
Yes, it was. Ali, it was oil. So Corbin lost his oil, and that caused the mayhem behind him. That's what caused the cars to spin. And also with the oil flicking up off the track onto the exhaust was the smoke also. So unfortunate for Corbin, but even worse for the guys following.
So given your experience, Graham, would you say that that was likely a line that's fallen off, or would you say that that engine has expired and maybe found a way to get some of those engine parts out of its casing?
Let's hope it was an oil off. There's a lot of oil, so either it's a lot of oil line come off, like you said, or a big hole somewhere. Let's hope it's the early part of that.
Yeah, thanks very much, Graham. Really appreciate that. And nice to have you on the infield getting all the action down there. And a little bit of driver insight as well. So best place to see the action here. Graham Standring's got all the action in front of them there, and getting a chance to actually see the drivers up on the wheel and showing their craftsmanship and doing what they do so well. So we've got the skilled crew down here on the infield just applying a little bit of sawdust to mop up the oil that we've lost out of Corbin Anderson's car. And once they've done so successfully, which is all looking pretty good, I'd say we'll probably be going green next time past the flag post. So we've lost our leader. That leaves us now with the two fast men, the men that were trying their best to get onto the back of Anderson. That's Adam Davies in the 86 F2 machine and Leighton Kendall in the 81 as well. So the cars are all gridded up. We've still got the lights on around the track. So we won't be going green this time. We're going to let the cars roll over the sawdust just one more time. Let everyone get a little bit comfortable, get in their brains engaged, get in their right foot ready. Here we are. So that was a decent amount of oil. That isn't just a small trickle of oil. So I'd say for Team Anderson that maybe. Yeah, as we say, they run good before they go bang, and unfortunately I think that was the case for Corbin Anderson. So the lights are out around Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway here as we look to count down the laps here for the Racer Products F2 feature. Adam Davies on the inside. The 81 Leighton Kendall gets a run him off the start. Green flags are waving. Adam Davies tries to do his thing and get up the inside and make it stick on Kendall, but Kendall prevails around the outside. The 73 doing everything he can in that fourth position to try and hang fire. That's Carlos Stone doing a great job in that IBM J.A. Russell machine. So we've got the 81 of Kendall, the 86 of Davies. Then we go back to Pinkerton and Stone. And then we go back to, that looks like the 17 there of Bruce James doing a great job in that BNT number 17. Trying to run that slightly higher line, the less conventional here for the F2s. Trying to get around the 73. Good drag position, but that was a closing door. That was a right-hand down move there for Stone. And Stone now tries to get onto the back of Pinkerton. Bruce James goes back to the outside, clears him off. And that number 17 BNT machine doing a great job there, and he picks off Pinkerton too. So Bruce James with an absolute stonker of a drive here. Geez, I think the HLR team have put an A-grade motor under the hood of that BNT pack and send Avondale machine. So keep an eye out. Adam Davies, he's going to be trying to latch onto the back now, doing a great job, plenty of drive, making that high line work, keeping his foot to the floor, 10 laps to go the distance. Watch out, Adam Davies, Bruce James coming through. This is where Bruce James definitely has the most drive. Gets a good run out of here. So this is the battle. This is where the heat is. Bruce James throwing that car around right on the back of that VCM machine. He's doing an awesome job there for a driver that has limited track time under his belt in the last few years. Only stepping in and doing the occasional drives for HLR Racing. Generally spends more time swinging spanners for the team. He's on the line. He gets a run around Adam Davies, halfway to go. 8 laps distance. He clears him. And Bruce James gets around the outside with a fantastic pass around the outside. One of the only drivers to do so in the Racing Products F2 feature here tonight. He sets his eyes on the back of Leighton Kendall. What are we going to see here for Rodney Auto Centre? Leighton Kendall, can he hold off the BNT number 17? 5 laps to go from the tower. What have we got to see? We've got 6 on the counter, the flag. Then it's showing us 5 fingers hanging out, but Bruce James has taken chunks out of Leighton Kendall now. Let's keep with this battle. Let's keep our eyes on this. Are we going to see? We've got 5 laps to go this time. We've got the black flag showing for the iVent machine. So the silver iVent machine trying to pull off the road here, but the battle is still with these two. Bruce James starting to use that bumper on that number 17 machine now. There we go, and the yellow flag is out, and I'd say that's because we need to get that back marker car, and that looks like it was the iVent number 41 machine. So we've got that car off the track, so no doubt there was plenty of oil going down there as well. So it was important we got that stopped and got that car off the track. So you can smell that oil all the way around the speedway here. Obviously, we're stuck in our control tower, but there was oil coming out of that car for a long, lengthy amount of time there for Austin. So good to get that car off the track, and we're going to be line astern here. Indian file for the restart of this one here. So 6 cars left on the track. Much like heat race number 3, they're dropping like flies. But the battle we wanted to see, the battle we were watching before this one, there's the oil on the track that we were talking about there from that car of stone. So good to get that car off the racetrack, not the way you wanted to end his night. And I'd say we're going to be going green next time by. Indian file, cars nose to tail, and less than 5 laps to go. So what are we going to see from the 17? Has he got anything for the 81? And are we going to see some tactics? Is Kendall going to go early? Is he going to go late? Is he going to play games with that of Bruce James? And what are we going to see from Stone in 3rd? What are we going to see? Here we go. Keep an eye on this battle. There's that oil we were talking about. Kendall goes. Bruce James just doesn't get going. And that car just struggles to get going. And that leaves the 73 and the 37 to get straight past him. And 5 laps to go the distance. Bruce James with lots of work to do now to make up those 2 places. Unsure what happened there, but that car just didn't jump and didn't get going. So keep an eye on this with 4 laps to go now, with a little bit of daylight between Leighton Kendall and the 37 machine, the 73 machine there of Carlos Stone. So Bruce James just seems to have lost any kind of momentum. He just dropped that left front into the oil there, and it looks like Bruce James is now stopping out on track. So Bruce James now gets his car to the infield with 3 laps to go, with now only 5 cars left on the track. But the man with the reliability, the man with the consistency is that of Leighton Kendall. But what has the 37 got for him with now only 2 laps to go? There we are. So 2 laps remaining here. The blowtorch is being applied by Patchett to the outside of Leighton Kendall, and he goes straight around the outside, streaks in front of him, and he's through. Patchett through in the BSL machine. Does a great job in that Terra chassis on the final lap there. the Terra Esslinger makes its way to the front. The dominant chassis from years gone by with Mitch Osborne and Kenny Roberts. And the win goes to the 37 at Padgett. And the ISCAR number 37 machine. Wow, what an absolute drive. I guarantee none of you saw that coming. We certainly didn't. But that was a great drive there by Bo Batchett. Considering it's his rookie season in the 37 out of the BSL Terra Racing stables. Great job there for the rookie. Makes his way to the front around the outside of Leighton Kendall. The young off-roading sensation does a great job there, bringing it home. First ever feature race at Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway and first ever feature win.
Right, we're just waiting for him to get his gear off, so help steering wheel out, see the seat belts and everything that he has to undo, and then the arm restraints which join the two arms together just in here. It's quite a bit of a paraphernalia. He's just getting out. Normally at this stage they stand on the ridge and give the big wave to the audience, but it would be a hell of a big wave. Get your the audience is way away, so get your gear off. That's the trouble about being rookie, they don't even know how to win. So, so Bo, yeah, he's but yeah, I'm a bit overwhelmed with that. So that's a pretty good, very, very good drive. Given he probably, I'm just going to guess, saw Bruce James doing such a good job and working the outside, and then decided to capitalise on it. So. Yeah. Okay, Bo, that was fantastic. So you're just a rookie, and that was your first feature one, I presume?
Yeah, I just found the grip and just went out the outside of them.
Yeah, did you see like Bruce James working that line before and then decided that's where it was, or just worked it out for yourself that that's where I needed to be on the track?
Oh, I just saw Carlos in front of me go out there, and it just worked for him, so it worked for me, and yeah.
Well, there you go, and you got some sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I thank BSL Racing for sure. My dad for supporting me, and my mum watching from home, and all the race team. It's just so amazing, I can't believe it.
It's fantastic. I know what it's like to win your first feature, and so I'm sure proud mum and dad at home in front of the TV. So good stuff, and all the best for the rest of the season. Thanks, Bo, very much. Winner of the F2 Midget Car feature.